Hey folks, this is Coby with CobyWright.com and MyInternetMarketingCoaches.com. I'd like to welcome you back to another weekly live training session. This week, our theme is going to be product creation, and of course, we'll cover list building as well in the mix. Now, before we got started, I had y'all put in some questions and stuff, and that's what we landed on was product creation, so we're going to be starting there. Any questions that you have regarding product creation or any other questions you have about anything that I'm covering throughout this webinar, just go ahead and put your question in the chat box and let me know. And I guess before we go any further, I need to first make sure that everyone can hear me. So if you can hear me, put a yes, a Y, yep, something of that nature in the box. I had to, as some of you know, I'm in a hotel suite tonight, and I could not, during the moving process, I have somehow lost the dongle to my wireless headset, and so I had to run to Walmart at the last minute and buy a cheap headset, so hopefully it'll do the job. And okay, everybody says yep, they can hear me. That's awesome. Now let me just make sure that you can see the screen and that it is moving up and down, so that everything is on the up and up there. Crickets chirping, no answers. I'm going to assume that you can hear me. That okay, there we go. Yeah, just introduction screen, not moving. Okay, and that's because I'm not sharing the screen. All right, that's great. That's why I asked those questions. Thank you, Vic and Rusty. So now can you see my screen? It should say live training session. Tonight's topic, product creation. Yes. Rusty said whoop, whoop. Yes. Elizabeth said yes. Awesome. Okay, great. I'm glad that that's why I asked those questions, because sometimes I do make errors, and usually that's where I do them. So great, we got that out of the way, and everything's good. Y'all can hear me. You can see me. So let's get started. If this is your first training, if this is your first webinar of mine, then you'll notice that I do things a little bit different here, differently. Nearly all the webinars that I do are live screen capture type webinars, so you actually see me on the screen, and it's going to require some interaction. So you're going to be asking me questions. You're going to be, you know, a lot of the stuff that I cover is based on your feedback and what you put in the chat box. So the more you put in there, then the better these will go, and the more value that you'll get. So if this is your first time here, or if you're not yet on the SMS list, then I need to direct your attention down here to the orange text at the bottom of the screen. And to join the SMS list, you just simply text the word webinar to the phone number 615-326-1155. And by joining the SMS list, you will get a text reminder of the webinars, usually 30 minutes to an hour before they start, and also you'll get a text message with the replay once they're up. And you can also scan either one of these QR codes, and that should also add you to the SMS list. You'll know it worked if you get a return text telling you that it was a success. If it doesn't work, then just do it the old-fashioned way by texting webinar to 615-326-1155. All right, so I got all that out of the way. We got the introductions done. Let's jump right into product creation. And I'm going to jump up here and look at any of the questions that we've had put in so far regarding that. And oh, Michael just joined us, says sorry, it was a bit late. No problem, Michael, better late than never, as my dad used to say. Vic said don't forget to record. I am recording, so thank you for the reminder. So all right, so let's jump right into it. Anything that you want me to cover about product creation, then feel free to put your question in, obviously, as we cross it. So I'm just going to jump right into this and start from product creation from the ground zero, since I don't have too many questions in here. And usually the first thing that everyone struggles with is choosing a niche. And I'm definitely not an expert on niche research or choosing a niche, but I can tell you a pretty easy way to figure out, you know, an easy way to figure out if your niche is going to be profitable. And if the niche is profitable, then it's worth pursuing, because if there's money, then you can go and get your slice of it. Now, a lot of people get hung up and they think, well, I don't know if I should join one of the big, niches that I know have a lot of money, and if I should try to find some small niche that maybe I can specialize in more and maybe not have as big an audience, but I can dominate it. Or do I want to, go after a niche that I'm passionate about, something that I have a lot of interest in? And so people get torn between all those, and all three of those are great ways to go. I mean, you can go any of the, I'm using mainstream loosely, but any of the mainstream type of niches, which would be, internet marketing, weight loss, and then like Forex, those type of things. And there's a couple more, but for the most part, these are the big three. And what do they say? Health, wealth, and people spend money on health, wealth, and what's the other one? I don't remember. Sorry, you always go blank when you're live and you're put to the test and you're put on the spot. But anyways, these are a few examples of mainstream niches, and these are niches that all have plenty of sub-niches within them, and that you can drill down into, and all of them have their their upsides and their downsides, etc. For example, within the internet marketing niche, some of the sub-niches are list building, traffic, website promotion, social media like Facebook, Pinterest, WordPress, so on and so forth. And then there's the offline marketing sub-niche of internet marketing, which in its own has even sub-niches as well, like Facebook and etc. But then the Facebook and niche in the offline market is going to be different than the Facebook niche I just mentioned in the mainstream internet marketing niche. So you can see how people get confused on which way to go. And then, of course, same way with weight loss. There's so many different sub-niches within weight loss. There's the man boobs niche. There's the the abs niche. So on and so forth. And then Forex, pretty much anything stock related and trading and stuff. There's all kinds of stuff on. And so those are the mainstream niches. But and there's like I said, there's more. Those aren't the you're not limited to just these three. So, but these are usually the top three that people consider whenever they're going to pick a new niche. And then, like I said, you have the smaller niches, and normally these are going to be like sub niches of the bigger niches, or maybe a niche that you invent. And what I mean by that is like silly bands, like stuff like that. That's a niche now. Now there's like lots of different brands, and that guy before that he he made the rubber band niche, I guess, to the decorative rubber band niche. That's now a niche, so you can create your own niche. And for me, an example of these type of niches that I'm in are they're dog breed niches, and I guess I should just say pet niches, because I've also done them for other types of pets that aren't dogs. And this would kind of go borderline into the passion and the interest. But small niches like dog breed niches are the type of things that you can really dominate. And this would work for cats. This would work for any pet. This is one of my favorite kind of fallback niches is pet niches. You can pick a dog breed and you can really especially if it's dog and you can find a lot of usually there's I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. Let me take a deep breath and take a sip of my soda and try this again. Okay, you can find a lot of information available. That's what I'm trying to say. And there's also lots of ways to promote these through forums and stuff, because normally these type of niches will have big communities built around them. And of course, when there's a community that you can tap into, there you go. That's half the battle. And so then I guess another example of a smaller niche could be like car niches. I'm not in any car niches, but this is just something I just now thought of, because I used to be into cars when I was in high school and stuff. And so the car niche that I was in was mini trucks, which was like, customizing the trucks like Chevy S10s. When I was in high school, I had a Nissan hardbody mini truck, and so that was something that I was into. And so if you're in, the type of car niches, these are Same way, they've got communities built around them. There's forums. It's, people are. It's a lifestyle, and this kind of runs. This is kind of running into the passion, the third type of niches, which is like the passion niches, and the reason I say this is that you can be like that. These run together is because sometimes these smaller niches, like you may just stumble upon them. I've found niches before that I've stumbled upon accidentally while doing searching other things. And it was something that I was not interested in, but it would be something that would be similar to a car niche. Like if I were to stumble across a type of car that I'd never heard of, then I'm not interested in, but people seem to be like crazy over it, then I might build a website for it and try to monetize it, or maybe even consider building a forum or something like that. But it wouldn't be something I'd be interested in. I'd just be going after the money, so to speak. Now, on the other hand, an example of that would be for me, like if I were to build like a Nissan hardbody, which there used to be one of these. Whenever I was following these, there was a site dedicated to these. But if I was going to follow these Nissan hardbody, mini trucks, which the thing was with them was to customize them, putting custom paint jobs on them and stuff like that, make them low to the ground like a lowrider, all that kind of thing. So that'd be something you're say you own a ferret. This was something that I built a Blogspot blog in back in the day. If you own a ferret, this is something where it would be a passion niche, and people are really interested in these things. It's a community. And so you may not even realize that you're doing something already that you could become a product creator in. Maybe you're a fisherman. Maybe you've been fishing for 20 years, and your grandpa showed you how to tie the perfect fishing knot. And you know how to tie a perfect fishing knot on, and you know how to choose a perfect lure based on the water conditions and the weather conditions for the fish you're trying to catch. That is an easy product. That's an easy ebook that you could create. You could turn that into a video course. You could turn that into a membership site, et cetera, just on that one piece of knowledge that you know. I mean, and really, pretty much any guy that's been fishing most of their life could do that. And for women, it may be something like, baking. Maybe you know how to cook, or maybe you have a great recipe for a certain type of pie that everyone says is just to die for. You could make an ebook or a video course, like both, a whole membership site on making this one particular. Maybe you know how to make tamales, or which is a Mexican dish, or maybe you know how to make really good enchiladas, or maybe you know how to, maybe your grandma was from Italy and she taught you how to cook, authentic Italian food, and so you could do any of that stuff. And that would be something that was a passion niche, or maybe you went to college for, my girlfriend, she's majoring in psychology, so she's in her last semester. After she graduated, if she wanted to, she could take that knowledge that she knows, and since she's also interested in playing poker, she could build a membership site based on the psychology of poker. And so there's already membership sites that teach people how to play poker. She could build a membership site teaching them how to maybe read body language and get into people's heads and figure out why they do the things they do. And so she would have a unique selling proposition. She would have a passion niche, and she would also have a mainstream niche. And I guess I should put that up here instead of Forex is like the gambling. That's probably way better than Forex. But I guess Forex and gambling are kind of the same thing. I'll just leave that. But and I'll just put gambling as the fourth one. And so I'm gonna check the questions and make sure I'm staying on track here. Yeah, and like Frank said, the poker playing niche, exactly. Okay, Michael has a great question. I'll cover that. So once you figure out your niche, it's really, don't struggle and don't worry and don't get too if for example, some of you may know I used to coon hunt when I was in high school also, and we trained dogs. We bred train walker coon hounds and stuff like that, so I have a lot of knowledge on that. And I have a site that I built on coon hounds, even though I don't maintain it anymore. And I could have, if I wanted to in the beginning, since I was doing too many projects, but I could have focused on that one site, and that could have been my only niche, and that could be, I could be the coon hounds guy, and so I could be in that niche. There's what am I saying? I'm getting ahead of myself. The thing is, when you're doing niches like this, is to just stick with it, with anything, no matter what it is. Don't do another project. You see, the problem with that is is I did 3 or 4 dog breed niches, and none of them got done any justice, and they all, made a little income, but none of them made the type of money that they should have or could have if I would have dedicated all my time and effort to just that one niche instead of trying to do multiple things at once. And so I know I always preach to y'all about being committed and sticking it to one thing, and so that's why, because it's from experience, and it's cost me a lot of money and future money as well. So I don't want that y'all to have the same problem. So once you figure out your niche, it should be easy to come up with a product. Now, I should take that back. If you go into a passion niche, it should be very, very easy to come up with a product because, like I said, it's going to be something that you have first-hand knowledge of. Now, if you go into one of these smaller niches, it might be a little bit harder to create the product if you don't have any first-hand knowledge of the niche, but I'll cover a way that you can create products. Put a note here. So that I don't forget to cover that. And then same thing with the big IM niche. Something that I faced was, I'm in the IM niche, and eventually I settled on the sub-niche of list building, and that was what helped me become successful, was focusing on the one niche. But in the beginning, I really struggled with, man, I want to do internet marketing, and I want to make money as an affiliate and as a product creator, but how am I going to teach people to make money? I don't know anything about making money. And so that may be the same way. Maybe you want to go into the weight loss niche, but maybe you're skinny. Maybe you're skinny as a rail and you can't gain weight no matter how much you eat. But you're like, how am I going to teach people to lose weight when I eat all the junk food that I want? I don't have to worry about it. How am I going to teach people to exercise right? You know what? You don't have to in the weight loss niche, just because you're skinny doesn't mean that you can't create a good product to help other people lose weight. And the same thing with IM niche. Just because you haven't made any money yet in internet marketing doesn't mean you can't create a product that can help people in that niche. Now, Forex, I don't know anything about Forex. I don't know if you could create a product. I mean, you still could. You can still use the same strategies, obviously. And same thing with gambling. You use all these strategies I'm about to talk about. And the number one strategy that I would use if I didn't have any knowledge about a niche, but I wanted to get a product out, either to give away for free or to sell, is I would do an interview. Well, now, okay, Coby, that sounds good in theory, but why is someone going to talk to me? I'm an unknown. No one knows me. Why would anybody want to have an interview with me? There's a couple of reasons. First of all, a lot of people are flattered when they get asked for interviews, and they're more than happy to do an interview with you just to kind of self-promote themselves, because even if they don't plug anything, like a membership site or coaching or anything like that, just getting their name out there gives them authority in the niche. And so anybody that purchases that product or gets that product for free from you will automatically assume that the person that you're interviewing is an expert. So if you were to do an interview with me about list building, which I am a list building expert, but the person that purchases that interview from you, even though they don't have contact with me, they're not joining my list directly, they don't know who I am, but after they purchase that product and they listen to the interview, they're already going to see me as an authority figure. I'm already a list building expert, even though I'm the third party. And in return, you as a product creator, some of that authority gets put onto you. You absorb some of that, and so you also look like an authority figure in the field because you know this guy who's a list building expert, and so you're a list building expert, friend, or you're your business partner or whatever. So you have authority as well. Hey, this guy knows people. He may not be a list building expert, but he knows enough about list building that he's smart enough that this guy would sit down and talk to him and teach me more about it. So some of the authority and the expert is just naturally absorbed onto you, which is great. It's a product creator because, especially as a newbie. So the reason, back to the one they would want to interview you is they get free exposure. Now, not everyone wants free exposure, or they're just too busy for a free interview, and that'll happen because the bigger marketer you target, the more and more this is going to happen. But there is a way around that, and the way around that is to just pay for an hour of coaching. And I say for pay for an hour of coaching, you're like, well, that doesn't really help me, Coby. How am I going to pay them? And where are you going with this? Stick with me. And this is not, by the way, this is not like a pitch into me trying to sell you an hour of my own coaching. That's not where I'm going with this. This isn't. But although I do sell coaching by the hour, that's not where I'm going with this. What you would do is say that you find a market that you want to do an interview with because you think that they would really give value to the topic that you're trying to cover. If they're an expert in that field, or they would, add value in some sort of way, or add authority to the product. And you contact them for an interview, and they won't do it, or they're too busy, or you know that they're just too big of a marketer that there's no way that they would ever do a free interview with you, or you're just not comfortable with asking for a free interview. And what you do is you purchase an hour of coaching from them. And then in this hour of coaching, what do? You interview them. And 99.9% of people that you're going to pay for coaching, you can tell them right up front, hey, I'm going to turn this into a product. They're not going to care. If you purchase an hour of coaching from me, and you can tell me that, that's cool. In fact, I encourage people to do that because, it helps me because I want to add value to the product for them. I want them to have a good product, and I want them to get value out of the coaching that they're getting from me on the hour. And it's also again free exposure for me, but I'm getting paid for it. So I want to do my job to the best of my ability. And that's the way that most internet marketing coaches feel. So they're going to help you, actually turn into a good product, and they're usually more than happy to help because of course you're paying for their time. And so you may be thinking, okay, well, what's that going to charge me? Well, the average, at least right now, is about $250 an hour. And so for $250, you could have an expert for an hour, and most people are probably going to give you extra time just because if they're anything like me, they're long-winded, and they just start talking, and you're probably going to get 2 hours before they shut up. And so you use that, and then you turn that into your product, and then you're automatically also an authority figure now in this field, just like that, and you have a product that you can sell over and over and over, again and again and again. And so if you're selling this product, let's say that you decide to sell it as a WSO for $7. What's 250 divided by 7? I'm not very good at math, so let me get my calculator. We'll find out. 35.71. So we'll say 36 copies. You only have to sell 36 copies to break even. Now, if you're doing affiliate commissions and stuff, then that's going to affect your obviously your profit. But you only have to personally sell 36 copies at $7 a piece to break even on your $250 an hour. Most people can sell 36 copies, especially if you already have a list, because some of you that are established email marketers will realize, or may have already realized, that people on your list are a lot more likely and a lot more willing to buy a product by you than they are to buy a product you're promoting as an affiliate that's by someone else, because they already trust you, they already like you enough that they're at least staying on your list and at least randomly reading your emails enough to look at some sales pages. So it's a lot easier to sell them something that you create yourself. And so 36 copies is fairly easy to do for most people. And even if it's not, you don't have to do it right away. You don't have to do 36 copies in one email. Remember, this is over the lifetime of the product. This is a digital download product, so it's not going away, and it's not going, as long as you pick a topic that's evergreen, then you can sell this forever. If it's something like list building or traffic or, affiliate marketing, most of those types of things, and probably for weight loss, and most niches that you choose, as long as your topic is evergreen, you can sell it for as long as you want. So you may have to put some money up front, but then again, you have something that's your own. You can even sell master resale rights to it, PLR, whatever you want to do in order to monetize it. But that's one of the ways to do it. Another way is you can create software. And same way with software, you don't have to know. That's the cool thing about software is, you don't have to have made, you don't have to have a case study showing how you made $10,000 in a month, or you don't have to have a case study showing how you added, a whole lot of subscribers to your month in a week. I'm sorry, you don't have to show how you added 1,000 subscribers in a week or anything like that. All you have to do is come up with an idea to help save people time, etc. Automate things that they already do, and just make things that they do easier. So if you can come up with an idea that will help people save time, make their life easier, etc., then it's an easy sell. Software is easy to sell. You don't have to have a hard pitch. As long as you just show them the software, show them what it does, and if it fits them, they're going to buy it. That's it. Software is an easy sell. And you don't have to know anything about internet marketing for the most part. You don't have to have any results, I guess. You don't have to have any credibility in order to sell software. You just create a good piece of software, people are going to buy it. It kind of sells itself. And there's lots of different ways to outsource it. There's plenty of different sites. You can Google, outsourcing. I'm not going to cover outsourcing in this. I could talk on that forever and ever and ever. And we can cover that in a future coaching session. But there's lots of different sites where you can go and, place a bid, put a bid, tell them what you want, and put up a job or a gig and tell them what you want, and then people will bid on it and how much they're willing to pay for it. And a lot of times you can get a plug-in built for $100, a pretty good plug-in built for $100, $200, $300, and you can turn around and sell that for for $7, $27, $27, $37, $47. Some plugins sell for $97, depending on how complex it is. And so you can see it's very easy to get your investment back, and you don't have to worry about being an authority or having some killer new technique or some fascinating loophole or whatever. And for the most part, most software is evergreen product. If it does something that's going to help people, then it's going to continue to help people. And it doesn't have to be in the internet marketing niche. That's the thing that people get caught up. Well, there's too many WordPress plugins, and there's too many this, and there's too many that, and there's already a bunch of softwares that do this. I can't think of any ideas. It doesn't have to be in the internet marketing niche. It can be in any niche. It can be in the weight loss niche. It can be in the dog training niche. Anything that you can come up with. It could be in a restaurant niche. If you come up with a piece of software that helps save restaurants money or save offline businesses money or save them time, then you can make sales to it. It doesn't have to be in the internet marketing niche. It can be in any niche. There's plenty of things that you can automate to save people time and help make them more money, etc. And then, of course, you can always just do the research yourself and learn it on your own, and then compile a product from the information that you learn. You can outsource. You can always outsource the writing of the actual. If you want to have an ebook created, you can actually outsource the whole product creation product. And of course, I'm not going to go into outsourcing in this call. So you got your niche, and you figure out a way to create a product. Now, I'm going to stick on the questions. There was one about. Sorry, let me find them here. See how we're going. The questions. Okay. Okay. After you get your product created, most people will say, well, okay, what do I do after I create my product? How do I bring it to market? There's lots of different ways, lots of different markets. In this day and age, there's so many different places and so many different ways that you can put your marketplaces that you can sell your products in. Obviously, the most popular one and the biggest, most well-known one is probably ClickBank, which you can find at clickbank.com. You can use DigiResults, which is, you can check it out at gocoby.com/digi, which is D-I-G-I. There's JVZoo. You can check it out at gocoby.com/zoo, and so on and so forth. There's so many of these. I could list so many more. And of course, I guess I do need to list at least one more, which is the Warrior Forum, or Warrior Plus. I'm sorry, and that's at warriorplus.com, and that's for using Warrior. That's for releasing WSOs on the Warrior Forum. Okay, there's another one, productpay.com. And so there's tons and tons of marketplaces, and this is just tip of the iceberg. There's so many places out there where you can sell your products and you can list them. But that's the key is you have to actually bring it to market. A lot of people will actually go through the time and struggle and money output and putting out money to have a product created, and then they'll stop. They won't go any further. They'll just stop. So they have a product that is 80% done and just needs to be brought to market, and they won't do it. And I'll have to admit, I'm guilty of this myself. I've done it a lot. I have several products that are 80% completed, and so I know, that's what I'm saying. I speak from experience. The struggle is just get it up, get it done. It's never going to be perfect, and that's where a lot of times where I mess up, is I'm trying to make it perfect. So you pick a marketplace that you want to bring it to, and then put it up. If you want. For me, what I do is I always launch my products. Nearly always launch my products as WSOs. At least currently, I launch them on the Warrior Forum, and I've used Warrior Plus, I've used Ditch Results, and I've used JVZoo. I've used about all of them, and they're all fine. They all have, I don't have a problem with really any of them. They all have their upsides and their downsides, and they all do exactly what they're supposed to do. So just pick one that you like and use them. But for me, I'll launch it on the Warrior Forum, and for now, that's about as far as they go. Sometimes I'll take them off the Warrior Forum. I do, and then put them on standalone on Ditch Results or JVZoo, etc. And I do have some plans to put some of my products onto ClickBank. For example, AdSwap Assassin, that was released my last WSO, which it's a WordPress plugin. I plan on putting it on ClickBank or some other network for a higher price in the future. And eventually all my products will be on other networks at a higher price. But that's for most people, what they do is they'll release a WSO, and this is great for doing software because you can use your WSO low price. You release it for a low price, you get testimonials. If it's a software, you get basically free beta testers, or paid beta. I'm sorry, they're paying you to beta test, so you get to work out any bugs and stuff. And once you get your testimonials and you get all your bug stuff fixed up and everybody likes it, and you see that, hey, this is going to be a great product, well, then you can release it to a bigger marketplace. So then you can take it over to ClickBank and open it up to affiliates there. And, of course, you're going to get more exposure at ClickBank. And then you might as well list it as many marketplaces as you're comfortable with. So it wouldn't hurt to go and also list it at Ditch Results, JVZoo, etc. And a lot of them these days, they integrate with each other. So you may be able to put up one sales page and use all one sales button that works for all of them. A lot of technology that's happening these days that's helping with those things. So that's one strategy to do it. Or you could just go straight to ClickBank, and it really all comes down to recruiting affiliates and letting affiliates drive the traffic for you. And I've covered this in I talked about recruiting affiliates in a past training session, and you can find that on my blog, or you can find that at the coaching site. So I won't talk about that today. But the main thing is, once you bring it to marketplace, is just doing your best to make sure that your affiliates make money, and whether that be split testing your squeeze pages or whatever. Just make sure that, or giving away higher commissions, just doing everything that you can to make sure that your affiliates are making money. Because if your affiliates are making money, then they're going to continue to promote your product and your future products as well, and so it's going to help you get more customers, get more buyers on your list, and essentially make more money. And that's the ins and out, really. That's just a quick run view of what it takes to create a product. Quick summary. It took us, about 30 minutes or so. So now I'll jump over to the questions, and any questions that y'all have had about anything I've talked about so far, and we'll go from there. Michael O asked, this might be part of off topic maybe, but not was easiest. But I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied on the question. What is the easiest way to embed a video on your product or blog, and are there copyright issues if we use like a YouTube video already produced by someone else? That's a good question, and there's a lot of different ways to do this. For example, I just recently learned that my blog at CobyWright.com, I'm using Woo themes, and I got an upgrade. I finally updated. I didn't realize my theme was I was like in the 2-point-something version, and they're already now on like 3.7 or 3.4 or something like that. So I was way behind. I finally got the newest updated version of my theme, and I realized that that it had a built-in video embedder. So you can see like this, all I do is put in the code from YouTube into my blog post, at the bottom there's a little spot for it, and it automatically posts it in here. Prior to realizing this, I was using something called Traffic Player, but I was not using the free version. I was using I wasn't using the paid version. I was using the free version. Go to cobywright.com/traffic player, I think. Let's find out. I'm going to put it in the chat box for y'all. Oh, wrong one. There's 2 chat boxes and only one makes a hyperlink. There we go. I got the right one now. So let me double check that link, make sure it's right. But yeah, this is a plugin that I use prior to realizing my blog already did this for me. But I don't use the paid version. What you do is just exit the page. This is called Traffic Player. Exit the page. And it's going to ask me, well, I thought it would. Let me try to refresh. Okay, it says wait, a free offer. I use this free version of the plugin that he gives away here. So that's what I use. But if you search within the actual, if you go into your blog and you actually search within the WordPress directory, there's a lot of plugins that will help. So I don't know if there's really a best way, because it really depends on your theme. And you can actually, some themes you can just paste in the URL of the video and it will show up. So WordPress is supposed to parse them automatically, but it'll depend again on your theme settings and stuff. So you can actually, and sometimes you can just drop in the link, like for example, this one. Let's go and see it. This is the recruiting affiliates replay that I was talking about. If you want to check it on my blog, I can put the link in for y'all. Let's say, let me go and go to YouTube. So what I would do is I'd take this URL up here and paste it into my blog post, and it will automatically parse it. But again, it'll depend on your blog and your settings and what you go from there. So I don't know if there's an easiest or a best way to do it. That's how I do it. It seems to work okay. The problem is with different plugins is sometimes, like, you may be using a Lockbox plugin and it won't show in front of the video and stuff like that. So it's all going to depend on a lot of different things. I don't know if there's a best way to do it, but that's how I do it. And at least currently, like I said, I've done it other ways. That Traffic Player plugin, the free version, it works pretty good, and I like it. So you might want to check it out. And then, of course, don't forget to search within the WordPress directory as well. Michael said, "Thanks, Coby. That is easy. You're very welcome." Now, in the same way with if you're creating a product, like if you're creating a membership site using WordPress, you did the same way. And there's another place I use called Easy Web Player, and they have a plugin and stuff you can use. But again, that's just I'm getting off topic. That's going to confuse you. The easiest way is, yeah, like I just said. If you find something better, you may maybe you find a different plugin that does something, or it is part of a theme or something that you do. You may. Oh, that was the other question. Yeah, is there copyright issues with using someone else's video? That will depend on the actual. It's going to be on a per video basis. But the majority of videos at YouTube, there's not going to be any issue, because whenever you upload your video, you check a spot that you decide on the license that you allow people to use, because most people want you to reuse their videos. Like for me, I want people to put my video on their blog because it's just free exposure for me, and that's why I have them on videos on YouTube, so that people will watch them. If someone wants to put my content on their blog, then I encourage it. I'm all for it. So, and that's the way that most video producers, most content producers feel, especially people that are on YouTube. Maybe their income is driven off of the ads that are shown on the videos. So, for the most part, you should be okay. And I don't know how to check to see if there is, like, maybe let me look at this one and see if maybe it'll show you. I don't know if it's not. Let's go to share and see. Like if it's protected, it may tell you that you can't share it or whatever. But as a producer myself, I do know that I do select you do go in and actually select when you upload your video the route that you want, and the default is the YouTube default is that everyone gets to share their video as they want. But one thing when you're getting your embed code that most people forget to do, and for example, if you're going to post this in your blog, what I do whenever I'm posting in my blogs, that I told you that I just found out that the theme that I'm using supports this. I'll click to use the old embed code right here, and then I also click show suggested videos when the video finishes. This is checked by default, so I always uncheck it because I don't want anyone clicking on another video after they watch my video. I don't want them going anywhere else because 90% of the time my video is going to be on my blog, so I want them to click on the links underneath the video or go wherever I want them to go. So make sure that you turn that off, especially when you're using someone else's videos, because it's most likely going to show their video at the end and maybe take your traffic somewhere else that you didn't want them to go to. So I just take this code right here and I put it in a box that's at the bottom of my blog post. I'm sorry, that's at the bottom of my theme whenever I'm editing my blog post, if that makes any sense at all. Yeah, and Michael said, okay, cool, that's what I thought. Most say standard YouTube license. And yeah, the standard YouTube license, that's I guess that's the word I was looking for. The standard YouTube license does allow you to share it more or less freely, as long as you're doing it in an ethical, manner. All right, so we're getting close to our hour, and even though I feel like we went kind of fast, I feel like we've also got a lot of stuff covered. So if there's something that you want me to elaborate on more, let me know. If not, then I'll get into Elizabeth's question about the coaching program. So if there's anything else about product creation that you're interested in that maybe I covered or I skimmed over too fast, or about selecting a niche, bringing it to market, etc., that you want me to cover again, or something related that you want me to cover, go ahead and put it in the chat box now. What theme are you using for your blog? What Woo Themes theme? My theme is, I believe, called the Fresh News theme. Go ahead and check. I don't guess it says, but yeah, it's a Fresh News theme. A Woo Themes Fresh News, and news as in N-E-W-S. My accent maybe make that sound weird. It's Fresh News. And of course I've got mine pretty much modified to kind of how I like it. So you can say, in most themes, a lot of people get caught up on their theme, and I know because I did. Just find one that you like and you can work with and use it. Like the basic theme that comes with the 2012 theme or whatever it is that comes on your WordPress blog can actually be customized quite a bit to look pretty good. And I've created membership sites before that use just that basic theme, and they look pretty good. I mean, they weren't award-winning by any means, but they weren't bad at all. I was actually pretty impressed. For just a little bit of effort, you can make the default theme work really nice. And a lot of people, they get caught up and they think they need to get a perfect theme, and they maybe buy 10, 20, 100 different themes, or they change their theme every month. Just find one that you like, that has a good color scheme and allows you to put ads where you want to and play videos where you want to, and you're set to go. But this one is the Fresh News theme by Woo Themes, and it actually is a lot of the Woo Themes are really cool. I don't have an affiliate link for them or anything, so I'm just telling you it's because I like them. So most of them, I think, they use all the same framework, and I like this one. I think the current price is like $70, $70 for this theme, but they were having a sale, and they usually have a coupon where you can get like 30% off, and I think with that it makes it around $50 or $40, something like that. So that doesn't sound, my mouth doesn't sound right, but that's about the price you're looking at for one of these themes, and probably most all the Woo themes run about that price. But it's worth the money if you plan to do it long term, and or if you have multiple sites you can use the theme on. It's definitely worth the investment. But if you don't want to pay out the money, like I said, don't worry too much about it, because you can do a lot of cool stuff with the default 2012 theme or with any theme, you know, and a lot of free themes just if you just take the time and, you know, go and do it. Michael said, okay, thanks, Coby. All here, come back because Coby rocks. But I got to run my kid to soccer practice. Thanks, Coby. Thank you, Michael, for the kind words, and glad you were able to show up and have fun at soccer practice. And I said thank you, Coby. You're very welcome, sir. And I didn't see you come in, Aaron, so I didn't get to say hello to you. Sorry about that. Brett asked, that's a great question too. Brett said, how do you decide which part of your product to give away? And that is a great question. For me, I do a lot of video courses. Oops, wrong one. I do a lot of video courses. That's a very good question, Brett. Thank you. How do you decide which part of your product to give away? And by this he means, you know, if you go and you spend a lot of money to have a product created, or you spend a lot of time yourself creating a product, then part of your sales funnel is going to include getting people onto your list by getting something away for free. And as I've told a lot of y'all before, my best sales funnel is a list building sales funnel in which I give away one of the videos to Autoresponder Magic, and then have links where they can buy Autoresponder Magic on the download page. So for me, I do video courses, and so it's normally pretty easy when you're doing a video course to pick out one of the videos to give away for free. And you do that by showing the quality of the video course. So it's always been pretty easy for me to do it that way. Now, if I was doing an ebook, what I would do is just pick out one of the chapters. And probably one of the best videos to choose, or one of the best chapters to choose, is the one that will give away the most information to in the shortest amount of time, but also educates those who have no knowledge. So I guess what I'm trying to say is pick out the part that talks most directly to a newbie. For example, the video that I give away in my list building sales funnel is one that talks about 3 different ways that they can build their list, you know, if they starting from zero, when they have, you know, no list at all. And so you may want to pick out, if it's an ebook, maybe it's a 10-chapter ebook, you may want to pick out the one chapter that gives away the most information to the broadest market. For example, the people that know the least about that can learn enough about it that they will be interested and know why they would want the rest of the content. So, for example, that's why in this list building, I show them that they don't need a list to get started. Here's 3 great ways you can use to build your list. And that video is almost 30 minutes long. I think it's like 28 minutes. And so by the time they watch that, they watch the whole thing, they're like, wow, this is a great, you know, this is a lot of value I got from this. And so I want to check out the rest of the videos, because they know what to expect. So that's how I choose. And now if you were doing a software, you could do like a demo version, or you could do a lot in a pro version. Most of the software that I deal with is really simple stuff, so I wouldn't be able to do like a pro version, or at least nothing I've done yet has been like that. So what I would do is I would do a demo version, you know, where it expires in like 3 days or 7 days. And for most things, that's pretty easy to, or most, when you're getting software created for you, usually that's pretty simple thing to have them be able to do for you. As far as how hard is it? I'm not a programmer or a software developer by any means, but for the most part, they seem to put it in without any, you know, fuss or yeah, I'll do that for you, no problem. So that's how I decide, and that's my ideas on how you can decide. I don't know. See, I covered software, ebooks, videos. Think of any other products. I guess if you, same way if you're doing an audio course, if you were doing like a home study course, then maybe you want to give away one of the modules. You know, if you have like a 10 module home study course for any niche, this could be for how to learn how to do taxes, or you know, how to make money from home, or how to train a dog to pee outside instead of in the house. Then maybe you want to give away one module for free. You know, and so that they get some of the basic information, but it still leaves them wanting for more, while also educating them to know why they need to further pursue the product. So I guess to put that in my example, the way it works is if someone has to know a little bit about list building to stumble across the video, because but then once they get in, they're going to say, oh wow, so it addresses all the problems that they are probably already having with list building, and so it makes them want the rest of the product. So all right, I think we got all those questions, so I'm going to jump over to Elizabeth's question. Brett said, cheers, mate. Thanks. You're very welcome, sir. And Elizabeth wanted to know more about the coaching program. So that'll be a good place for us to end. For those of you that don't know, I have a new coaching site up at myinternetmarketingcoaches.com. And there's 3 different layers to this site. I don't know what I did here. Let me copy it and put this. Let me put this link in the chat for y'all. myinternetmarketingcoaches.com. There's three different levels to this at the present time. First level is free. Second, and the first level is a free level, and that's people that get access to the trainings like we're having tonight. And this is everyone that is on my list, or friends of people that are on my list, or anyone who happens to find me in any odd manner. And what they are entitled to is access to these live sessions that we're having right now, and then also the raw replay, which includes all of the sales pitches, all of the mess ups, etc., all the, oh, your screen is frozen, Coby, oh yeah, I forgot. All that stuff is included. Then you have the second level, and that's the bronze membership at the myinternetmarketingcoaches.com. And what this gives you access to is the edited version of the replays, but also the downloadable MP4s, downloadable MP3s, and I hired a transcriptionist last week, and so in the future, in the very near future, so this will be including the transcriptions of the training sessions, in addition to any products that are mentioned in there or pitched or will normally be included in the membership. So you also get access to software, and then current and my past, current, and future products. And then the third level is the Platinum Plus. And the Platinum Plus is more or less, in just a few sentences, unlimited one-on-one coaching. Unlimited access to me via Skype, email, help desk, and phone. And of course text messages, I guess, as well. So that's the 3 levels. First level is free. The second level is currently available for $19.97, as you can see on the site. This will be increasing at the end of the month, and it'll be increasing consistently until it reaches $97 a month. And then the Platinum Plus, it's currently $500 a month, and that will increase as well based on supply and demand. So that'll probably stay. That's going to stay at a small number of students. Obviously, the more students that are in it, then the higher the price will be. And then as I hire, and okay, so let's go over and look at the site, and I'll show you what's in the site and tell you more about the pricing structures and what that's included, or what that includes. With the $9.97, that allows me to hire staff, like the transcriptions that I hired. Like I've hired customer support. I'll also be hiring, as the site grows and progresses, I'll be hiring other coaches that specialize in the areas that I'm weak in, like, you know, Facebook and stuff like that. And so there'll be multiple coaches, and you'll have access to them as well. And let's go and look at some of the training that's in here. If you go over to blogging, we've got the WordPress basics. Got a video course here on all your WordPress basics. See, click here to download the MP4, download the cheat sheet in PDF. Go to list building, see all the list building training that I've gotten here. All these go over to like sales funnel basics. In the same way with the WordPress basics, got all these products on creating sales funnels. And something that I recently added to the site, you notice here at the bottom, is the comments. So every page now within the membership site has a comment section, so you can get help directly on the page, which is really cool. And of course, I've also got training in traffic, product creation. You can see I got the product creation basics training in there. Affiliate marketing, techie stuff, got the tech basics training in there. And then the product vault, I've got list building products, affiliate marketing products, blogging products, etc. This is where you'll find all the products of mine, and also products that I find value, that give value to the membership site. And so this is going to be all the WSOs and stuff that I create. So if you go to the product vault, let's just go to click on list building products. You can see some of the ones that are in there already. AutoResponder Magic, IntelliSqueeze, Coby's Instant Download Page Builder software, the OTO Builder software, 1,023 subscribers in 20 days, the last WSO Asshole Assassin, the WordPress plugin, it's in there. It's just in the list building products. And of course, like I said, I'm still adding lots of these in here. This site is still brand new. It's only a couple months old. So if you go back to the home, you can see I have some testimonials on there. There's one by Aditya. You see, after a year of coaching by Coby, I now have over 23,000 subscribers and easily make $4,000 a month. So again, that link is myinternetmarketingcoaches.com. You can get in right now at $19.97 a month. Excuse me, on the early bird discount. If you have any questions regarding that, go ahead and put them in the chat now, and I'll get them answered for you. Anything else that I missed or that you have questions about, you want me to cover again before we wrap it up, then let me know. If not, if you want to jump into the site, it's, again, the URL is myinternetmarketingcoaches.com. Currently, I am the only coach there, but I will be hiring more coaches as the site grows. So if whatever price that you join at, you'll be locked in at that price as long as you remain subscribed. So there was already some people that joined at $17 a month, and so now that it's went up to $19.97 a month, they're still paying $17 a month. And so everyone that joins this month, whenever it goes out next month to 23 or 22 or 25 or whatever I put it at, 27, you're still going to be paying $19.97. And so then when it gets all the way up to $97 a month, if you're still a member, you're only going to be paying this $20 a month. So it's a huge discount, and it's a great way. And the reason I'm doing the discount is so y'all can get in there and help me work the bugs out of the site and just give me some testimonials and get some activity going. So any questions regarding this, let me know. Again, it's myinternetmarketingcoaches.com. If not, we'll call it a night. I'm not going to sit here and try to give you a hard sell. Y'all know that's not my style. So anything you need me to help you with, go ahead and put that in now. Any questions regarding tonight's training? And I'm hearing crickets chirping, so I'll wait just a few more seconds to see if I have any responses. And if not, then we'll call it a night. Dudley said he joined on the 4th of January and didn't get his login info yet. Hey, Dudley, if you'll put in a help desk ticket for me, I'll get you fixed up. I'll get that sent for you. Just be sure to, it should have went to your PayPal, but of course, sometimes that doesn't always. But I'm going to put the link in here. It's support.cobywright.com. And I'll get you fixed up as soon as the webinar is over. I'll get that set up for you, buddy. As I said, thanks for great info. As always, learned something. That's great. Awesome. And Dudley said, okay, thank you. You're very welcome, sir. All right. I guess that's going to do it for tonight. I appreciate everyone showing up and hanging out. I guess that's going to do it for tonight. I appreciate everyone showing up, hanging out, bringing your great questions. I hope everyone learned something tonight. And as always, if you need anything, let me know. We'll get you fixed up. If you want to check out the site, it's at www.myinternetmarketingcoaches.com. This is Coby with CobyWright.com, signing off.